All right, let's dive into the story of King Asa of Judah. It's this incredible account of a leader whose reign was long and, for the most part, really successful, but it took this sharp, tragic turn. His story is, well, it's a powerful lesson in leadership, faith, and how easily pragmatism can curdle into pride.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? How does a great leader, someone who's done so much right, end up falling so far? King Asa's life gives us this fascinating and honestly pretty cautionary case study. So let's unpack how it all went down.
Okay, so picture this. We're in the 36th year of King Asa's rule over Judah. He's no rookie. This guy's an established, successful king. He's even seen God deliver him in battle before. But it's right here, deep into his reign, that this huge political crisis just blows up.
The trouble comes from the north. His rival, Baasha, the king of Israel, makes this incredibly bold move. He starts fortifying a town called Ramah, which basically creates a strategic blockade. Think of it like cutting off a major highway. This is designed to choke all the trade and travel coming in and out of Asa's kingdom. All of a sudden, Judah is under some serious pressure. So, faced with this, existential threat, what does Asa do? Well, he comes up with a plan that on the surface is just politically brilliant. It's a classic case of ruthless, practical politics. But, and this is a big but, this clever plan comes with a very steep, hidden cost. His strategy has three main parts. First, he raids the treasuries, not just his own palace, but the Lord's temple too. This is a huge deal. He's using sacred funds here. Second, he bundles up all this silver and gold and sends it to Ben-Hadad, the king of Aram, basically as a bribe. And third, he asks Ben-Hadad to tear up his treaty with Israel and attack them instead. It's a bold, kind of cynical move, but from a diplomatic standpoint, a masterstroke.
And you know what? It works perfectly. Ben-Hadad takes the cash, breaks his treaty, and launches an attack on Israel's northern towns. The heat is so intense that Baasha has no choice but to completely abandon his building project at Ramah and pull his forces back. Just like that, the blockade is broken.
And this is where Asa's tactical genius really seems to shine. He doesn't just get rid of the threat, he flips it into an advantage. He marches his people to the abandoned construction site and they carry away all the stone and timber Baasha left behind. And then he uses all that free material to fortify his own kingdom. I mean, from a purely political perspective, Asa looks like an absolute master strategist.
But right as King Asa is probably patting himself on the back for this huge political win, the whole story just pivots. A man named Hanani, a prophet, shows up, and he is not there to congratulate the king. He's there to deliver a powerful and very direct rebuke.
Hanani just lays out this devastating comparison. He says, "Hey Asa, remember that battle against that ridiculously huge army? Back then, you relied on God, and God gave you an impossible victory. But this time? Nope. This time, he relied on the king of Aram." Hanani's point is sharp. By bribing Aram, Asa actually let a future enemy escape. He missed out on the much greater victory God would have given him. And then Hanani delivers the core of his message, and it is powerful. The eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. He's telling the king that God is actively looking for people who trust him completely so he can back them up. And then comes the hammer. You have done a foolish thing. And here it is, the chilling consequence. Because of this one act of faithlessness, this choice to lean on politics instead of God, Asa's peace is over. His future isn't going to be secure. It's going to be one of constant war. So how does this successful, powerful king respond to that kind of critique? Does he stop and think? Maybe feel a little remorse? No, not even close. His success has apparently bred this deep, dangerous pride, and his only response is pure rage.
He is so furious at what Hanani said that he has the prophet thrown in prison. The same king who once listened to God's messengers now just silences them. And it doesn't stop there. The text tells us that at the exact same time, he started brutally oppressing some of his own people. His heart had clearly hardened.
This timeline really just lays out his rapid decline. In his 36th year, he makes that faithless alliance. Just 3 years later, boom, he's hit with a severe disease in his feet. And even then, facing his own mortality, who does he turn to? Only the physicians, not the Lord. That pattern of self-reliance just follows him all the way to the end. 2 years after that, he's dead.
So, what do we do with a king like this? His ending is what makes this so fascinating, because it's not simple. His life becomes this huge warning about pride, but his death is treated with incredible honor.
Yeah, despite these final years of rage and oppression and faithlessness, he gets the full royal treatment. He's buried in this grand tomb he had prepared, laid out with all these expensive spices and perfumes, and they light a huge ceremonial fire in his honor. To the public, it seems, he died a great king.
And that just leaves us with this final, nagging question. He got the political win he wanted, right? And he got the big funeral fit for a king. But was it really a success? Or was it all just a hollow victory, hiding a much deeper failure that cost him his peace, his health, and his connection to the very God who made him great in the first place? It's definitely something to think about long after his story is over.